Alright guys, welcome back. If you haven't watched the first video already, that's just where I introduced the project, so if you're new, make sure to go give that a watch. But as you can see behind me, we got the R2.8 Scout up in the air, and that is because we're installing a lift kit. We got some 3-inch lift springs from Rough Country. We're going to be putting in some Bilstein shocks. So let's get started. We're under the Scout right now. I'm just gonna go ahead and pull the front shocks. I'm gonna get this drive shaft out of the way. It's not connected to anything, so it's kind of in the way. Gonna pull the rear shocks too. They're kind of tucked up in there, so I don't want to do that while it's on the ground. And I also noticed that we're very safely missing a rear shackle bolt, so that's nice. So I'm gonna have to find one of those, but I'll show you guys that right now. Well, I got all 4 shocks out, front and rear. As you can see, they're gone. Also pulled that front drive shaft off, and I loosened up all the shackle bolts on the leaves because I'm going to be doing that on the ground, and I wasn't sure how tight they were going to be, and I didn't want to be breaking them loose while I'm laying on my back. So next step is going to be cutting out the old U-bolts once it's on the ground and pulling out the old springs. So just cut those out. Got the Pit Viper safety glasses, pretty mint. Probably wasn't the safest thing in the world you ever watched. Probably should have put it on jack stands, but they're all under the old Travel Hog right now. So, and I didn't feel like getting them out of there and putting the wheels on that. So we did it on the ground, worked all right. So we're gonna get the leaves out, and I'll see you then. I'm about to put the new leaves in and use a quick comparison of the old ones to the new ones. So looks like we're getting about 3 inches like they say. In a perfect world, I would have like a tranny jack or something like that where I could have this up in the air and just support the axle and stand under it instead of laying on the ground. But you know, you gotta make do with what you got. So we're doing it this way. I never said it was a how-to, so I wouldn't follow the way I'm doing it. Not the safest way in the world, but it's getting it done. Leaves are in and bolted up. Axle's just resting here now. It's up in the air. So we're gonna go ahead, tighten down all the bolts for the leaves, and get the U-bolts in for the axle. Both leafs are in, bolted up. U-bolts are in, and when you're putting these in, you're gonna wanna make sure that the bolt from the bottom of the spring pack lines up with the hole in the bottom bracket right here, and that the pin coming out of the top of the spring pack lines up with the hole on the bracket on the axle. Now we're gonna put the shocks in, and then we're gonna get started on the front. So before we put the shocks in, you gotta put these metal sleeve inside the rubber boat. And what I like to do is I like to grab my friend some silicone spray lubricant and give her a quick spritz in there. You know, you can never use too much lube, and then slide her on in. And sometimes they're a little bit tougher. If they are, you can always throw them in a vise. Just like that, the rear part of the lift is in. It's looking real minty. As you can see, we are getting 33s for this, so it'll look even better. So now I'm gonna go ahead, cut those front leaves out and get the new ones up in there. New front leaves are in. Axle's lined up right here on the pins, both sides to the axle. So I'm gonna go ahead, tighten down all the leaf spring bolts, and then get the axle U-bolts in there. All right, guys, so the lift's done. Got all 4 leaves in. As you can see, those Bilstein shocks are looking pretty nice up in there. Their new home. Rear's done as well. So let's lower her down and see how she looks. The Scout's on the ground, it's looking mean. Luigi's all over it. He's loving the look, aren't you, Luigi? Oh yeah, he said yes. So, lifts in. Hopefully the 33s are coming in soon. It is gonna be going off to paint in about next week. So the next video you'll see is probably me tearing apart the interior and just stripping it down. And then it's gonna go off to paint. The motor mounts for the R2.8 did finally come in. So as soon as it's back from paint, we'll be dropping that in. Still waiting on the bell housing for the NV4500 for this old girl. But as soon as that comes in, we'll be mocking up the motor, test fitting everything, making sure there's no issues in there, and then obviously pull it back out. Gonna be painting up the motor, rebuilding the transmission, which the rebuild kit did come in, so that's nice. At least I have that. But I'm not gonna get started on anything until I know everything fits the way I want it to. So that's it for this video. I got some cleaning up to do. Make sure to like and subscribe. Follow the Instagram, 12 Valve Travelog. Link is in the description. And I'll see you next time.